So I'm watching the White Sox game as I do pretty much every night, except when Clevenger pitches because, well, he's not a very good guy and he's not very good with women. Thankfully, we put him on waivers, and I'm really happy to see that because, again, I don't like him. I don't like people like him. If you can't be nice to the people you're supposed to be nice to, then move on, be by yourself, whatever it takes. Period. There's no way that the White Sox should have signed him in the first place. There's no way they didn't know about the accusations about him in the beginning of the year. But again, I'm glad he's on the waiver wire, and I hope to God some team picks him up and he can be their problem and not ours. Because every time he pitched this year, I did not watch an inning of him pitching. On to tonight's game. Um, I believe it was a 1-0 or 1 score, and we had men on first and second and nobody out, and a rookie Oscar Colas comes to bat. Now Oscar's been hitting the ball a little bit better. He's a lefty. He does go the other way, but mostly he pulls the ball. I'm not a big Pedro Grifol fan. I don't think obviously he knows baseball. I mean, the guy's been around baseball his whole life. But I don't think he understands his players. And I don't think he really is a natural understanding of the game, period. I don't know why I'm saying period. It's like it's like I'm tweeting something and I'm using my voice to text. But anyways, he decides to have a guy who can't bunt try to bunt. Now, when I was a kid, I'm a little guy. I'm 5'4". Back then, I was even smaller. My nickname was Pee Wee. I'm a lefty. I run okay, but I'm not fast. But I could bunt. And that's how I got on base a lot because I could bunt. I know a lot about bunting. Well, Oscar Colas couldn't bunt to save his family's life. A baseball manager should know who is good with the bat, who can hit and run, who doesn't strike out a lot, who can bunt, and who can't bunt. Oscar Colas can't bunt. Well, he bunts. He pops the ball up because he can't bunt. And of course, we score no runs. So later in the game, it's 1-1, and I'm talking to my mom, and my mom is in her mid 80s, and her dad, who's gone now, was a huge White Sox fan. This team would have, by the way, killed him. This would have put him in the grave if he wasn't, unfortunately, already in the grave. He lived a great life, so God bless Dad. But this team would have killed him again. So I said to my mom, I go, well, it's a 1-1 score, but somehow we'll find a way to lose a game. She goes, I think you're wrong. You call me tomorrow. You tell me what happened. Well, sure enough, the White Sox give up 8 runs, and it's now a 9-1 game. And I think that's what the final was because, well, I turned it off to watch a cooking show because I'm into cooking shows. I like to cook myself. This is the most painful team I've ever seen. It's the most painful organization. They fired the general manager and president. The president had been there for over 30 years, and yes, he did win a World Series in 2005. But he won a World Series because all the starting pitchers pitched out of their butts. Guys like Scott Besednik, who didn't hit a home run during the regular season, was hitting home runs in the playoffs. Jeff Blum hits a home run in the World Series. I mean, just horseshoe up your ass. Good luck. And it was the greatest thing I've seen in my life because it's the only World Series that my dad has seen. Thank God he was around. That I've seen and that my family has seen. So it was a blessing, and I'll always be grateful to Kenny Williams and Jerry Reinsdorf for getting a World Series for the Chicago White Sox. But it really was a lot of luck and guys just having career years. So Kenny's been with the team for over 30 years and he's run the team the same way. Let's get a couple of decent young guys and then fill them in with guys like Ken Griffey Jr. and Tom Seaver and just a bunch of has-beens that just have nothing left. Let's hope we can get one more thing out of them instead of building with the minor leagues and let's have a nice 10-year run where we just go on and we do things and we win. So finally, Jerry Reinsdorf stunningly fires Kenny Williams, who says like his son in it. Well, I've got a son and a daughter. I wouldn't fire them for anything. So obviously Kenny wasn't really like a son to him because he wouldn't have fired him. They also fired the general manager Rick Hahn, who unfortunately I don't think he was as bad as people made him out to be. But Jerry and Rick, or Jerry and Kenny, basically made the real decisions, and unfortunately Rick was just along for the ride. Now a real general manager would have quit and said, you know what, guys, screw you. If you're not going to let me do my job, I'm out. But that's where Rick showed what kind of guy he is. No backbone, no spine, and he let these guys push him around. So the rumors are, and I believe the rumors are right, is that Jerry's going to hire within the organization. Now you're talking about an organization with like the worst minor leagues teams, of any of the major league teams. And he's going to bring in a guy that he can push around and tell what to do and boss around, and it's just going to be the same old thing. It's like Groundhog Day. It's just the same stuff year after year, and we're never going to get better. And the city of Chicago deserves better than this. Um, so this is my first video. I don't know how good I did. I think I did okay. I'm a passionate baseball fan. I'm a passionate White Sox fan. I know down the road I'll be talking about the Bears. I'm real looking for the season. I'll be talking about the Blackhawks, which of course I'm looking forward to the season, and the Bulls, which are owned by the same guy that owns the White Sox, which they got some talent, but it's just a bad combination of bad mix. But anyway, this is Dave Cohen. I'm signing off. Hopefully somebody watches this, enjoys it. I'll be back. Thank you.